and Facebook. I'm Frank Lavinia, and I have some fancy graphics here. I blog at franksworld.com, and you can check out the podcast at datadriven.tv. If you're watching this live, I really appreciate it. Let's give it a minute so I can get the chats up. I know technically it will show here now, but call me old school. I also want to make sure it's actually showing the video. Let's see. Bear with me. Hey, it's showing. Awesome. All right. Thanks for watching. As always, be sure to put the comments in the thing. And now, if the documentation is to be believed, I should have the ability to actually show the comment on screen as I answer the question. How cool is that? If you're just joining, I'm Frank Lavinia. Have a podcast, have a blog, blah, blah, blah. But probably the reason why you're watching this now is because you want to know how better to use PowerPoint. Now, right now you have one of two reactions. One is yes, I do. Or two, why would I care? I'm a data pro. I'm a data scientist. We're unicorns. Look. We're unicorns. We're as cool and as rare as Obi-Wan Kenobi riding a lightsaber, riding a unicorn. Yeah, that's true. But let's be real here. If you can't communicate your ideas, your impact in this world is going to be limited. So let me share the screen. That's how that works. They keep changing the UI, but hey, it's all changes for the better. So if you're used to PowerPoint, you probably see kind of this sort of thing where, you have my title and you say, I want to talk about, data science. Oh, thank you, Sarah. So yes, thank you. Neat unicorn. Hey, Walt, thanks. Yes, this is really cool. The StreamYard has this comments too, has that too. Yeah, I've been on the kind of the fence about should I go with StreamYard or Restream. I eventually chose Restream, and I don't want to sidetrack the conversation too much, but yeah. Hey, thanks for commenting, Anita. Everybody loves the unicorn. All right, let's not get sidetracked here. All right, so if I want to do presentations like my data presentation, here's the thing, and this is something I had heard a while ago, was who are you really presenting to? What are you really presenting to? The context of this was actually, if you can believe it, a Silverlight kind of WPF presentation where it was kind of like, what operating system are you writing to? And obviously at some point, it's Silverlight's WPF, it's probably Windows or Mac. But he goes, no, it's not true. You're not writing for Windows. You're not designing your application for Windows. You're not writing it for Macintosh. You're writing it for the human brain, right? And the same holds true for presentations. You're not writing it to your audience, although you should consider your audience. But you're writing it to human perception, and that's good and bad. So one of the things is that you have to keep in mind, you have to keep people engaged in your presentation, because once they start checking out, they start checking out. And there's a lot more distractions available today than there were ever in history. So part of that is going to be making flashy presentations. Now, I know probably what you're thinking is like, hey, my content alone should speak. My content alone should speak for itself. It should not require flash in presentations. But hey, we'll look at it this way. What if you had to sit through a presentation that looked like this? Hi. My name is Frank Lavinia, and I'm here to present on data science and how cool it is and stuff like that. Come on, if you haven't checked out already, that would not work. It would not fly. So here's a couple of plugins I have. Most of them are free. Actually, most of them are free. If they're not free, they're really cheap, or there's cheap free alternatives. So the first thing you want to do is you want to turn on this. That's already built into PowerPoint. And here's the cool thing. It uses artificial intelligence to generate engaging presentations. And here's one right here, right? Look at this. Oh, no, we have the black screen problem. Oh, wow. All right, so if you're watching this on LinkedIn, it appears that, well, it's weird. I'm watching it on LinkedIn and it still works. So if you're only seeing a black screen, so yes, I am presenting something, but for some reason it's not working. Yes, so if that continues to be a problem, let me know. You see a new PowerPoint. Perfect. That's exactly, it's almost like I planted that. Thank you. Thank you. So if you see a black screen, I am sorry. I'm not sure what's going on. Yes, so this is a fancy design idea, right? So what actually happens is that it kind of uses artificial intelligence to kind of figure out what to put in there. I rather like this. If you look at the data-driven colors, this is actually really nice. But you also see there's other options here. And, you know, some of the color choices like this here, there's not really a lot of contrast. I would do that. So let's scroll here. Whoa, that's a touch psychedelic. So this is a point where you really need to figure out who your audience is. Are they business folks? I tend to do a lot more fun stuff in my community presentations rather than my professional ones. And so just you kind of have to keep in mind the context. The context really matters in life, actually. All right, so but this is cool too. This is new, where it'll actually show a video animation. So it doesn't show now, but let's see if I do the presentation, how that works. Anyone out there on internet streaming land knows how to have better control over what's being shown? Let me know. Let's see, go back. So the animation's a little wonky, but what is a demo without any problems? I was actually, fun fact, I was actually on a all-day architecture design session. So for those of you who don't know what it is, the Microsoft Technology Centers, MTCs, they do architecture design sessions, one of the things we do, and those get very intense. So if I sound a little punchy, it's because I am. All right, thank you, Ido. I'm sorry, I hate mispronouncing names. So you reopen the app and it looks good now. Awesome. All right, so basically, so what's cool is that what's different here is the templates change in terms of the design ideas based on what you type. So, right, all of these, I mean, look at that. I mean, that's not really different. So if I say, let's talk about statistics are the core of ML. And let's see what comes up. Design ideas should be reloading. And we have some cool ideas. Well, that's nice. That's nice too. So the cool thing is that you can just go back and just undo. And I have this plugin here for Picket Images. And it used to be free, but at some point it started wanting like a couple of dollars a month. But apparently Microsoft has a subscription. So it's free for me. It's kind of like the modern version of works on my machine. But there's other alternatives that are there that are free. So let's just say I want to talk about, I don't know, statistics. Let's see what comes up. All right. That's a good picture. I actually have to go in like 2 minutes to pick up my younger one from daycare. All right, so now seeing interesting stuff happen, right? Um, because you add the picture, it changed the suggestions I have. So if I add a second one, yeah, that's good. All right. So that's not really particularly inspired. This one, it's getting better. And you can now see more design ideas. Ooh, that's interesting. Kind of like this one, right? You have the picture of the guy and you have the chart in the background. And yes, Sarah, I agree. Yeah, design ideas. I mean, it's totally saved me. What's really helpful. Well, actually, this is kind of a common problem. So let me pull up a PowerPoint from a company PowerPoint that I had kind of. Here we go. I kind of modified. Is it going to open it? So here's an interesting tip that I learned kind of the hard way. And I have to go in like a minute. But I'm happy. I'm happy everyone's on. I really appreciate it. If you're watching a recording, I always try to answer the question, so just leave a comment. Let's see. All right, so this is a talk I give on machine learning. And I don't know if you've ever been in this situation. But if I click design ideas here, now watch, it'll actually work. No, okay, this is exactly what I want. This is one of those cases where you really want the demo to fail. It's saying no ideas for this slide. Now, part of this is because you're not using an official PowerPoint template. And there's some kind of, I don't have the explanation here. Yes, exactly. Or yes, if you have to, so this is actually a good point. If you are doing something for company template, but you keep getting suggestions, yeah, I mean, that is a thing. I always try to like splash in every 5th or 6th slide something that kind of breaks the template, and knock on wood, that's not been a problem so far. I mean, obviously got to do it in good taste, but here's the short of it. If you see this but you really want to do something cool, this is how I get around it. I start up a new PowerPoint template, right? I start up a new PowerPoint template, and I come up with my design. Oh, there you go. It's going to be my commercial for me. It did it for me. So they like super cool slide about AI, right? Let's see what we got. See what the design ideas changed. So you can see different variations of a theme. This is not quite what I want. So I'll say what I really want to do is I want to talk about Azure ML is great because I mentioned I was in an all-day thing. And I'll say it's got automated ML, got designer, and it uses notebooks. Right? So that's kind of my thing. Let's see what we get out of this. I like that. I like that. Say I want to put a picture in here. And I'll say, I had in my head, I was going to whistle the Jeopardy theme, but I didn't want to get in trouble. So let me just say robots, right? Because robots look cool. Yeah, that works. I'll insert this. Let's see the type of design we get. Oh, well. Here. Beautiful wallpapers. Doesn't really matter what this is. I mean, obviously, at a real presentation, this would. Sure, beach, because it'd be nice to be at a nice beach. Oh, man, it's not working at all. All right, but suffice to say this was the most awesomest you can imagine, right? Slide you can imagine. And I want to bring it in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, go back to this slide deck, and paste this. Now, You see this little thing here? Keep source formatting. It looks exactly the same. And what it turns out is that what that does is it puts in another design template inside your PowerPoint deck. Now, if you have 50 or 60 of them, you're probably doing something wrong. But generally, this is a great way to get to break up kind of the monotony of kind of like our corporate slides. In fact, this is actually a real live deck I use. So if you go through it, right, that's clearly a company slide, um, company slide, well, company slide, not a company slide, right? Because what you want to do, and I've had to defend this position, not in my current role, actually not in this current stint at Microsoft, but in previous roles where it's like it's not about it's not about the technology, it's not about the presentation template per se. It's about the impact you have. And I'm going to do more of these because, well, I have 20 minutes to pick up my kid and it's a 50-minute drive. But this is a real slide that I do. I kind of talk about, how do you democratize AI? What does that look like? Obviously, these are not company templates, but that's kind of what I'm doing. So that's kind of my thing. So I just want to thank you all for watching. I probably should start a live stream earlier in the day, but like I said, I just got out of an all-day design session. Want to acknowledge you. Thanks for getting on the live stream and commenting. Walt Risher writes some awesome content on LinkedIn Learning. You should totally check it out. Totally check it out. And if you want to learn more about me and what I do, you can follow me on Twitter at Tableteer. And I also have franksworld.com and datadriven.tv. If you're watching this later, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I want to do more live streams because I want to help folks be better get people into data scientists, developers into data science, non-developers into data science and AI, and help folks that are in data science and AI do things like come up with better presentations, speaking skills, that sort of thing. If you'd like to be a guest on this, Restream says they have an ability to add guests, and totally lost my train of thought. I need more coffee. I also have like a OBS studio and stuff like that should totally work with it. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Facebook, thank you. LinkedIn Live, thank you very much. Let me know in the comments if there's any other topics you'd like to see. This one just kind of popped in my head. And if you know me, you know that sometimes a lot of things pop in my head. Sometimes they're even good ideas. So with that, I just want to say thank you very much. Thanks for joining. And you